So I was hanging out with my boys the other night. We were playing Xbox, right? It's getting real sweaty in the lobby. Boys are streaming. Shit was going down. Everyone was going wild. Then I get a couple of eggplant emojis in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Because I told my girl to go fetch me a beer, right? Then I started seeing all these eggplant emojis and all these water drip emojis going down in the chat when we were live, right? And I go, what's going on, right? Someone says, hey, yo, check on your girl. It's been like 15, 20 minutes, man. It doesn't take that long to get you a beer in your apartment, motherfucker. And I didn't hear anything. They said they was hearing moaning going on in the stream. I had my soundproof headphones on, my Turtle Beaches. I take them off. I hear my girl screaming like she's in trouble. I come running, check it. Turns out Pete Davidson's out here fucking my bitch. Welcome to the weekend show with Mediumjay. I gotta say, hide your girl, hide your wife, hide your daughter, hide your sister, hide your cousin, your auntie, your moms, and grandma, bro. Because Pete Davidson out here fucking every single girl, you know what I'm saying? He fucking everybody's chick. No, he don't give no fucks. He's just doing that. Pistol Pete slanging this skeet. I'd be like, yo, I thought it was a fad. Turns out, I think Pete's dick is here to stay, you know what I'm saying? Now, upon one foggy Christmas Eve, I seen Pistol Pete swinging something that was like 60. It looked a lot bigger, I think, in person. You know what I'm saying? Objects are a lot closer than they appear to be in this mirror, baby. I was devastated, man. Then I started thinking, maybe I could learn from this nigga, you know what I'm saying? So let's go through the list, right? Today, we're talking all about Pete Davidson. Because it's an extensive list in history, right? He's going down as the fucking Casanova of our times, you know? So you got, we'll go through the list of chicks that he's plowed through, right? We gotta talk about it. I'm sorry, Kanye. You technically, I think, are still up ahead of Drake because, you know what I mean? You still doing shit. You still that nigga. Don't get it fucked up. You that nigga. But right now, everyone thinks you're not. So, I mean, I gotta give this one to Pete for this, you know what I mean? Because Pete's out here crushing it. And I mean crushing it. When I say crushing it, I mean crushing it. He is getting it. So, first off, Kate Beckinsale, dime piece. Listen, dime piece. I don't care what you say. Kate, Beck, model, gorgeous, beautiful, right? Ariana Grande, dime. She's a dime. She might be 35, but still looks like a fucking teenager, which ultimately is fucking. She's beautiful and the voice of many people's favorite singer of this generation, Ariana Grande. Pete came through and smashed that. Phoebe Denver. I think it's Denver. Hey, why do people spell their names fucked up? I think it's just Denver. Phoebe Denver, dime piece, bro. I'm telling you, dime, dude. Cassie David, dime piece. And I don't think this list is in any particular order, but I think it might be as far as level of bad bitches. Because Kate Beckinsale, she's an aging model. She's an aging model, but an experienced model nonetheless. You know what I'm saying? Carly Aquilino, dime piece. Look up these girls. I'm not doing it justice by just talking about it. You gotta go. You gotta type it. And I was thinking about putting the link in the description or a list of all the chicks in the description, but no one wants. You want to see the photos? Go to Google Images and just type in Pete Davidson's exes, and bruh, these are dimes. He's got to type, and they're dimes, dude. He's got to type, and you see them frequently on the ground because they're dimes, dude. These are fucking dimes. I don't understand. I don't understand, but I kind of understand. I kind of get it. You know what I'm saying? Margaret Qualley, dude, dime piece. These girls are fucking like you would kill, a family member to fucking just to shoot your shot on them and not have them screen read, not even open up the just to screen read it, right? You murder your family member just to get a chance for her to see your DMs, bro. These girls are dimes, bro. Kaya Gerber, bro, invented, probably most likely the daughter of the billionaire of Gerber Foods, Fortune 500 company of baby food. Dime pieces, bro. Olivia O'Brien, most likely Conan O'Brien's daughter, bro. Dimes, bro. And she dressed nice. These girls dress nice, man. These girls are so fun. Kim Kardashian, bro. Come on, son. I'm sorry, Kanye. But hey, we got it. I'm the news. I don't play favorites over here. Emily Ratajkowski. Now, this girl, I think, is the most recent one. I think it might have just been in the list of order of how they appeared. But I think Kate Beckinsale's maybe further down the list if it was. But Emily Ratajkowski. That chick. Blurred Lines video. Dime piece, bro. I'm tough. Listen, you see these girls and like, it blows your mind. Cause you look at Pete and you go, look, Pete. And I think a lot of guys out there have the same feeling that I have. Like, what the fuck does he do? What does he got that I don't got? Well, for starters, Pete's got a 9-inch dick, confirmed by a fellow J member, Jay Farrow. He confirms his 9 inches, although not too. I'm a bit skeptical on how he saw that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they were hanging out in the old SNL gym locker rooms, and Pete was like talking to Jay Farrow, like, yeah, man, we should really do that skit. And he just dropped his pants all casually, like the old men do at the YMCA for some reason. Like, you'd be talking to a motherfucker and there'll be casual conversation. It's like, yeah, man. So yeah, oh man, the game was crazy last night. Oh yeah, dude, we almost had him. And then he just drops his drawers and you're like, yeah, it was a crazy game. I think I gotta go. You start looking. You don't want to be making direct eye contact with the guy with his schlong hanging. I don't understand why some dudes will just do that. Well, and they start up a conversation, lock eyes, and then start undressing. Happened to me today, and it was wild. It was wildly kind of gay, but it's also kind of homophobic to mention. It was just two guys talking at the end of the day in the locker room. But it's just kind of weird. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird that, especially like, how can Jay Farrow truly confirm that Pete's 9, other than Pete just said, hey bro, it's pretty big. How big? About 9. That's pretty big. It's pretty big. But it also might be a burden. You know what I mean? Like, I was wondering why Pete Davidson looked like he was like all slunched over. I was like, that's probably causing back pains from his enormous dick. It's enormous. That's not 9 inches. Actually, you know what? My buddy said his fucking he said his dick was about 8. He was pumping 8, and I was like, fuck, man. Like, I'm like, what? How can I compete with that? Like, 8 inches? That's 2 of mine. And in all honesty, man, like, it's why, like, a big dick nigga, you can't just start throwing around numbers like, is that good? Because it's like, bruh, like, 9 inches, I'm kind of doing well. Come on, man. You literally in the top 1% right now, homeboy. Other than those freak shows at the carnival that they brought in back in the 50s, you up, bro. You up. And I was worried about my size for a little bit until I got Bathmates. Check out the link, man. It's a water pump. It'll pump you up. You know what I'm saying? It'll get you some inches in the bedroom where it counts, man. Help you compete with Pete Davidson after he fucked your chick or your wife or your sister or whatever woman that you love in your life that is a 10. Check it out. Bathmates, link in the description. Let's keep it moving, baby. So I'm thinking to myself, right? If he's got the 9 inches, there's no way he's slanging like a nigga, like a motherfucker that's just knows what to do, right? You got 9 inches, but I'm like on the back end hoping that this motherfucker ain't lasting. Like if you got 9 inches, but it's 10 minutes, bro, you ain't really hitting all of the notes, if you know what I mean. But if this motherfucker got 9 inches and he's hitting it for 2 hours, bro, it's over for us, men. And all men collectively can just give up and just let Pete Davidson roam the earth free. If this motherfucker slanging 9-inch dick for 90 to fucking 120 minutes, we're done. It's over. And consistent. I mean, sure, big dick nigga you can't swing a big sword for a long time. So I just gotta hope that he don't fuck my chick. And he was fucking her for a while, and I started to take notes, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to take notes, man. Now, I pulled my girl aside before it all happened because I seen them fooling around, right, in the kitchen. And I realized, I get that. My girl's talking to me, telling me this and that, and she's kind of felt a little hopeless in the bedroom as of lately because I wasn't paying her no mind. You feel me? I was playing a lot of video games. Me and my boys were. My boy, shouts out Kyle. He just made affiliate. Go follow him. Sloppy Jones 420 on Twitch. He just made affiliate. Been playing a lot of video games, trying to get that fucking, that fucking Predator. We trying to get Predator. We trying to get champions. We trying to be gold in ranks. We trying to be platinum, diamond. We're playing a lot of video games, which, I mean, leads itself for you to kind of fill in the blanks as to why my girl was unsatisfied. You feel me? So she told me, she laid it down on me, like, sometimes women need to cheat. Sometimes they need to cheat in order to get better at fucking. Sometimes they need to be fulfilled in order to fulfill you. You feel me? So I'm like standing in the corner, rubbing her shoulders like Polly from Rocky. Like, he's got a lot of heart, kid. With a tongue that just won't quit. And you're a bum, Vanessa. That's what I told my girl. You're a bum, Vanessa. This is the best thing you'll ever get. You know what I'm saying? This is the best thing you got going for yourself. Now get in there and give him hell, tiger. And I slapped her on the butt. You know what I'm saying? I guess I'm a cuckold. But is that anything wrong? Because, I mean, I'll tell you right now. I watched nothing short of a complete domination in this ring. You know what I'm saying? In the first 30 minutes or so, Pete shoots for a double leg takedown and gets my girl on her back. Now, she's trying to pull guard. But he forces himself into a triangle position for legitimately 90 minutes. You know what I'm saying? She got her legs wrapped around the back of his skull. And from what I can see, she's holding in there. Just holding on for dear life. I tried to throw in the towel. I tried to throw it in. My bitch threw it back after Pete wiped his sweat and her squirt all over it. You know what I mean? It was horrible. It was horrible. It was degrading. It landed perfectly on my bald head. And I smelled it and it smelled horrible. It smelled like 2 assholes. And at this point, I had to grab a pen and paper because, I mean, this is nothing short of phenomenal tongue work, that I'm witnessing. And I didn't know a match could even last that long physically. I didn't know that it was possible that, like, you know what I mean? And this is just prelims, baby. This is just the weigh-in that he's doing. You know what I'm saying? This show hasn't even got to its first act. You feel me? I watched him do the. I watched her do this weird purr. It was like a cat almost, like when a cat's really happy and it just starts vibrating. I watched her do that exact same thing, followed up with what I assumed was a tap out. I thought I was saying, hey, she's tapping out, ref. And the Asian guy in the corner's like, hold on. The Asian guy, he was actually right beside me too. He was just like, Hold on. He looks so satisfied while smoking his fucking long Marlboro cigarette. He's just like, 1 second, she's not done. She started tapping his head, right? Yeah, it was more of like the 3 consistent taps to Pete's head. Like she's signaling something. Like almost like his Morse code to this guy's head. And I go, she's still in this. She's still in this. And I'm writing it down. I'm writing this down. He gets up into a standing mount and she squiggles to get on all fours in a doggy position with an arch that I can only assume that she learned from bridge building school. I don't know. I didn't teach her that. I don't know. So I watched Pistol PD move like a 5th grader doing that pencil trick. The one where you grab the pencil and you wobble it, and it's like, it's a pencil that's hard, you know what I mean? But it's moving like fucking a snake somehow. I don't know how fucking this guy's managing this shit. But I am still at this time currently writing everything down, man. Dude was moving like Mr. Fantastic in that motherfucker. I wrote it down. I had to write it down. I had to. You know what I mean? I need to stretch a lot more. To get to where I want to be in life after seeing Pete. Now, I'm talking fingers tickling her butthole, bro, pulling her hair, all while still gradually decreasing speed according to her pleasure. This was all her ride. It was her settings. She was turning, you know what I mean? At one point, I watched my girl turn his nipple up, and he started, and then she just flicked it back, and he went back to fucking regularly. He turned it up, literally boosted him up a bit, then turned him back into just. It was wild. I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, if a bitch pinch my nipples, I go, great, this is nice. Pinched. This motherfucker was timing it perfectly to when she was getting off. I didn't understand. My man could do this. It was like watching Einstein solve problems that you've worked on for years, man. I'm telling you, boys out there. This is like, put on a Boys to Men CD and you realize, oh, this is how the boys got to men. Oh, this is it. But write that down. Now, I'm telling you, man, it was insane. Like, an AI couldn't have fucked my wife better than Pete Davidson did. I'm telling you. He put his hand in the air, almost like a one of those passive Nazi salutes. He put his hand in the air, right? And I mean, she was in doggy position. There's no way she could have seen him in the back of her skull, unless she has eyes in the back of her head. So I don't think she does. I hope she doesn't. Maybe Pete fucked an eye into the back of her head. I don't know. But he put his hand up, and without fucking hesitation, she turns around, and I'm watching this all like a golf. At this point, I'm watching like a golfer making his final putt, and he's just adjusting, and he's like, when they line up just the sights, and he's just adjusting you're adding the wind and everything, doing all the calculations, and I'm doing all of this, right? And without hesitation, she turns around, and it was all rehearsed, starts sucking dick with the velocity and propensity, right, of when like a window breaks in an airplane, bro. This bitch sucking everything, and she's sucking the whole nine, bro. She's sucking the whole nine. Everybody's flying out the window, boys. I'm telling you, man, it was just violent and aggressively sucking with no remorse or room for compassion, dog. I didn't even think a vacuum could suck like that, let alone a human being, bro. I'm telling you, man. When it was all said and done, my girl ended up looking like a fucking 1984 poster for the Ghostbusters, bro. She was all covered in cum with a bit of blood all around her, dog. You know what I mean? All of Pete, all around, because Pete's a biter and she's a scratcher, baby. Let's go, dude. Let's go. Pete fucked my girl. Pete fucked my girl. And a lot of you bitch ass niggas don't understand what, the swingers mentality is, bro. I mean, sure I didn't have a choice. Sure I had to watch him fuck my girl. But after I realized, I go, my girl fetched me that beer with a smile on her face. You know what I'm saying? She was all happy and shit. I was sitting back going like, thank you, Pete. Thank you, Pete. Oh, yeah. She was so good, man. That got me semi-hard. I need to smoke, guys. Oh, fucking lighten up a smoke. Yeah, it's after I just blew. I mean, on the fucking pod, I just blew a load, so I got my smoke. Now, before I started this episode, right, I never thought cuckolding was for me, and like legitimately. But Pete Davidson gave me no choice. Yeah. You know what I mean? I was foolish in the past like Batman, and Pete was my bane of existence. Davidson actually said, and I quote, "Oh, you think big dick energy is your ally?" Okay, I gotta actually do the bane voice. "Oh, you think big dick energy is your ally, but you merely adopted the big dick energy. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see pussy I could fit in until I was already a man. By then it was nothing to me, but tiring. The fat asses betray you because they belong to me, Batman." It was an average band. It used to be better. I should have practiced that one. But I gotta say, man, no matter what, there's three outcomes that can happen when you cuckold, right? And a lot of men are going like, "I'd never let my bitch." Well, here's what you're missing out. For all the men that can never let their chick fuck another man and then watch in a corner like a bitch, here's what you're missing out on, right? Now, if you're the dude that busts quick and ain't show your girl a good time, you if you watch the dude bust quick and ain't show your girl a good time, you instantly the alpha in the room. Your girl knows it, you know it. Even the guy kind of know. If he's not really hitting all the right buttons on it, kind of knows it. He kind of knows it, right? And you know what I'm saying? You and your chick can have a laugh at him, right? Nothing screams beta male more than you telling the dude like, "Bro, you can't even fuck my girl half as good as me. And bro, I let you do it. Bro. I was there. I watched. We have the tape to review it, and when we get home, we're going to have a laugh whenever we want to put you on play and pause and rewind and say it's better watching you in reverse, climb on to off top of this bit." You know what I'm saying? It's just, if it's bad, then you instantly feel like, "This loser can't even fuck my chick better than me, bro. I'm a man." You know? It's instant gratification, right? Now, 2, he ends up fucking her like you. You know what I'm saying? The dude slanging dick just like you, slanging the average dick. You know what I mean? A medium. He's hitting all the right spots and doing what he's seen in porn quite a bit of the time, and he's going through the motions. He's getting the job done. You know what I mean? Average sex is like average pizza, bro. You know what I mean? It's usually worth it. End of the night, it's usually worth it. Unless it's kind of hard to fuck up too, right? Nice, gentle, loving, the true swinger's guide to ride, if you will. He warmed her up, and now she's gearing and ready to go for round 2. And round 2 is you. And you can provide that. You can provide her with twice the love that you could have only gave her with just your one cock. You feel me? And I'm saying, he warmed her up, and now you can hop in. Keep the pleasure going, man. Keep that pleasure train rolling. You feel me? Watching a dude fuck like you reaffirms all of your manhood. It just goes, yeah, I've been doing it right. I've been doing it like this, nigga. I've been doing it, and my girl likes that. So shit. It's like a, oh shit. It's like when you throw rock, paper, scissors and you guys are both sweating, both throw rock and it's like, hey, you might as well pound it at that point. Might as well pound it. Hey man, you fuck like me. Hop in. Nigga hop, man. Still warm, baby. You know what I'm saying? Let's go, man. She just gets twice the pleasure in one night, bro. Come on, dog. It's a win-win for your girl. You know, it's a double win for your girl, neutral for you, right? It's just no real love lost in that one, right? Or the third alternative is that, and it's the worst thing to happen to a dude phoning it in every night, right? This is the worst thing to happen to a dude that's not really paying attention to his chick, right? You know, he fucks her better, longer, and harder than you. Now me, I'm a straight up Sigma male. Sigma male grind set hustler, if you will. If I witness you do something better than me, nigga, fuck it. I'm sitting back, I'm taking notes, and I'm gonna see what really turns the woman that I love on from a different angle. And go ahead, put her in multiple angles, bro. And I'm gonna remember that. I'm gonna learn some new things, some new tricks, if you will. Say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but fuck it. Some dogs, you can learn something new every day, baby. That's just how it goes. You feel me? Now, speaking of Pete Davidson's dad was in 9/11, right? As a firefighter. And he died in a horrible wreckage of debris while he was saving a lot of people from the horrible event that took place that day. His dad was a hero, man. And much like his dad, Pete Davidson is a hero. He's a hero to modern day American women. Actually, women maybe even across the globe if they're into that fuckboy shit, you know. He gives actually hope to fuckboys too all around the world. Like, yo, this shit really don't matter. It really don't matter though. I'm gonna take your wife. I'm gonna take your wife, your girl, that girl that you had a crush on, but it's everywhere. It's everywhere. This comes dripping out like of the faucet. You got a leaky faucet, bro. A plumber has to come fucking, stop the leak, if you will. And I gotta say, man, Pete is out here saving women by giving them hope. He's giving them hope. Sometimes women need to cheat. I said it earlier. Sometimes women need to cheat, and it's not like I think men think of cheating as a weird kind of like attack to their manhood. Like, they think the worst of it, but when your girl needs to explore, sometimes she needs to, set her free. And if she comes back, she comes back. If she don't, it's not for you, right? So if she goes out with Pete for a night or two, right? And she feels that almost like new loving, but then she comes back home to you and says, it was great and everything, but behind his eyes, it almost looked like he wasn't just kind of going through the motions. And you go, yeah, baby, he's on a mission. He's trying to fuck the world. He's trying to fuck every chick out there that, is a 10. He's not a settle down kind of guy. And I'll say this more on the kind of 48 Laws of Power kind of thing. Like, Elvis was the guy that fucked everybody's wife. He was that guy. He was the old school 70s or 50s. I don't know when Elvis was alive. 50s to 70s, somewhere around there. Rock star. Instantly like propelled to be the famous dude. He's that guy. Everybody wants, every girl wants him. Every guy wants to be him. And the guys that don't want to be him want to keep their wives from him. That's how good Elvis was at the time, right? He was slanging dick. He was out there and he was Elvis though. So he fucked with the I'm Elvis dick, which is, I mean, you know, talent-wise, Elvis or, you know, Pete Davidson. We gotta be honest with ourselves right here. You know, Elvis is this. Pete's not even on the map when it comes to that kind of thing. And Elvis, even through his constant marriages and all this stuff, and he had a daughter, Elvis Presley's daughter, all the loves and the baby mamas and the drama that he had. You know what happened? He died alone on the toilet. So that's the end goal for dick slangers. You die alone on drugs in your bathroom trying to take a shit. You know what I mean? You didn't have a girl sucking your ass to keep the shit coming. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying. I don't know don't know much about what I'm saying, but I don't know. Personally, I love what Pete's doing for the culture. And not this, like, you know, the culture, you know, the culture. What are you doing for the culture? I mean, like, for Hollywood, you know, he's Charlie Sheening it up real bad. And you know, I have to kind of guess that possibly when Ariana Grande was with him, you know, the way she took photos with him, it looked like she conceded into him, and probably told him the sauce on how to, you know, Ariana Grande, I'd have to admit, is that bottom bitch. She's probably that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, Pete, this what I'm gonna tell you what women really want. And he's like, what do they want? Just be kind. Just be yourself. And he's like, okay. I'm gonna write that down. But, you know, it's the funniest thing, man. I was watching, or I was listening to Andrew Schultz's podcast last week, and he had a neuroscientist on, or neuro-linguist scientist, like fucking studies biology and love language and human beings, right? Whatever the fucking neuroscientist is called, or whatever, neurological scientist. But the funny thing is, like, it was like they were kind of going on like this love thing and what women are attracted to, and what, you know, what most people period are attracted to. They got into why foot fetishes are a thing, which I didn't really know foot fetishes were a thing, because it's like, back in the day, most people kind of had terrible feet. Like, shoes weren't designed, you know, for a long period of time. Shoes weren't designed. There was no shoes. You know, most people were walking barefoot as peasants, and only kings had like sandals or slippers or some shit. That was the time back in the day, right? So to have good, clean, healthy feet, it was like a sign that you're doing well. Kind of like a fat fetish is back in the day. You know, if you're eating good, you become fat, and you're one of the fucking wealthiest motherfuckers if you can get fat off of food, right? Not many people had that option back in those days, in that time, right? So that was kind of interesting. And then he got into like what like women like pulled that as the most important thing in a partner, as far as men or whatever they're into, right? The most you'd go with the joke answer, oh, she just wants a big dick, or oh, she just wants, you know, a guy that's good at sex, or oh, she just wants, you know, a guy with a lot of money. Well, it turns out women, you know, according to the polls of the Neuroscience League and the Neurological Science Division or Department, whatever the fuck that is, you know, the guy's studying all these random data samples of fucking human beings fucking. This is a dude watching porn, basically. This guy's, These guys said the number one thing was kindness, and I thought it was so funny because Andrew Schultz is like, "No, you're fucking with me, right? No, yeah, it's kindness. Oh God, what the fuck have I been doing?" just fucking with you, Andrew. Hey, just fucking with you. I thought it was fucking funny as fuck though, because they were like, "Really, it's not money? It's not money. What the fuck are we? Why the fuck are we getting rich, boys? Let's just go out and be kind to women." What the fuck have we been? What the fuck is this podcast about? Just flip the desk over. It's rigged from the start. You gotta be kind to them. Fuck, it's being an asshole and trying to get money. But it's funny, man. Yeah, because like, you know, Pete Davidson. Here's the Pete Davidson effect that really makes me feel well and at ease. Is that after your wife fucks a fuck boy, she immediately goes, "Oh yeah, I love the comfort and stability of what I had originally." This motherfucker, even though he plays video games all day, he's not out there trying to bang another trick right after he fucked me, which is a big turn off to watch the guy that you just fucked go fuck someone else. You know, while they're still uncovering the TMZ story about you being fucked by him, right? It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll, and Pete wants all the rock and roll, if you know what I'm saying. It's funny though. It's funny because the Pete Davidson effect happens where a guy goes around and fucks everybody's wife. Then the wives go, "Oh, fuck yeah, you know what? There's a breach. We gotta up our, you know, standards, if you will, because there's a lot of girls going like, yes, that's just a guy that fucks. He fucks, and he's a fuck boy, right? He fucks." But like most young girls growing up go, "Oh, he's so sexy," but at the end of the day, they want a guy with some stability. They want to have fun with Pete, but they want to come home to Kanye. You want a guy that has the fucking world in a frenzy. You want a guy that can literally, no matter what he says, people are going to fight for him. He could say anything and people are going to fight for him. You want a guy that can provide day in and day out. You want a guy that can love just as hard as you. You want a guy that's there, that shows up, you know what I'm saying, 5-10 minutes early, you know, and goes through the plan of what you want. You want a motherfucker that you know brings home the bacon and puts bread on the table and then tells you, cook and clean while I go do this laundry, baby. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna go buy you a fur coat anyways, cause fuck you. We lost that, you know. We lost your fur coat after fucking Peter came and tossed paint on. You know what I mean? You want a guy, a provider. You know, Pete Davidson provides dick, right, and orgasms, and a lot of heartache. But after fucking my girl. But you want, at the end of the day, women want comfort and stability. No matter how much they pretend that Pete Davidson's that nigga. Cause he is that nigga, right? He is fucking smashing all the down. What's the point? You know what I mean? This guy, unless he put on cheat modes or use some male enhancements, you know, I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying that, you know, he's doing a little bit of this, he's doing a little bit of that. Yeah, I mean, you could fuck anything with a tab of fucking Blue Chew and a fucking line of Coke. I mean, you could do anything with that, with it. If you're boosting yourself, if you're pissing dirty, of course you could fuck for 2 hours with a fucking 8-inch, 9-inch, 10-inch, 13-inch dick. You fucking get enhancements on it, you know what I'm saying? But that's enough about my Pete Davidson rant. I just want to say, the majority of men could learn a thing or two about getting cuckolded. Because honestly, cuckolding is that power move. Trust me. cuckolding is a power move. A lot of motherfuckers don't get it, man. A lot of motherfuckers don't get it. Now, I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna break off into another segment. I was watching the Legion of Skanks episode. They had the most recent one, and this is the funniest thing, man. Gas Digital pranked Fox News, right? The main podcast on Gas Digital Network, right? Louis J. Gomez's enterprise podcast, if you will. Yeah. It's just a comedy podcast about a bunch of three guys just talking shit. It's dubbed as the most offensive podcast on earth, and they deliver, man. They deliver some funny ass shit and shit that you don't think is even. It's like it's in that weird gray area where it's like, is this legal? Can they do this? And nothing goes to show that what they do and back to their core values. And Louis J. Gomez creating moments right now when he got a text from a girl from Fox News after she met with him, I guess at Skankfest. I think that's how the story went. I'm not too sure. I was fucking in and out of it. I was listening to it last night, kind of high, but I was laughing my balls off because Louis J. Gomez had this girl text him saying like, hey, it was a great interview, blah, blah, blah. I'm doing a comedy documentary, and it'd be amazing if you can get me in touch with Dave. And I guess Louis didn't even realize that she was talking about Dave Chappelle, because his buddy Dave Smith is his podcast host, right? The guy that they do the podcast with, like, the libertarian dude. He was fucking thinking that she meant Dave Smith. So she was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, here's his number, man. Yeah. I'd do anything. She's like, oh, wow. I didn't think you'd be that fast and loose with Dave's number. And he goes to respond something to the effect of, he's the closest thing I have to a brother. Which is a wild thing to say if she's thinking about Dave Chappelle and he's thinking about Dave Smith. Just a complete misfire in communication, right? Just totally guys on two different playing fields, never gonna interact with each other. It just happened to be the troll farm that is Gas Digital, which is so funny, man, because they brought it up on the show. And what story goes, when Louis J. Gomez is talking about it, I think Dave or maybe even Jay was like, let's get Soder, the guy that he does the bonfire with in Sirius XM, Dan Soder, who does an amazing Dave. It all fucking worked out perfectly into their lap as doing like Dan Soder does an amazing Dave Chappelle, like almost to the point where I could close my eyes and go, if you play a Dave Chappelle clip and you play like Dan Soder talk, I probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference. It was that good. And what they do is they get Dan Soder to fucking, they get her to call, or no, they get him to call her, but they act like it's Dave Chappelle, or they just don't say anything, and he does the Dave Chappelle impression to a fucking T. It was wild how good it was, because I'm sitting there going like, how the hell is he using like Dave's like mannerisms? Like he must have been good friends with Dave enough to like pick up on his little subtleties and doing a great impression about him, because fuck, man, it was the funniest shit ever. He goes on to fucking talk about nothing but Louis J. Gomez during the interview of her trying to get a solid, decent interview for the documentary. She's trying to get to the point of him getting on her documentary, trying to get her. She was trying to get him, who she thinks is Dave Chappelle, to just kind of even talk about it in a ballpark. And dude, Dan Soder just did not let her get an edge in at all. He was like, yeah, that's nice, but my friend Luis J. Gomez he's into feet. He said some weird shit, man, and it was so wild. And Jay brings up the fact that she was so enamored with the fact that she had Dave Chappelle's phone number, or what she thought was Dave Chappelle's phone number. She didn't even question how weird and almost homoerotic it got when he was talking about Luis J. Gomez as like a troll, right? It's like, it's funny to make the call that she thinks is Dave Chappelle and just constantly talk about Luis J. Gomez. Like, he's the closest thing I have to a brother. And the funny thing is, they didn't really lie to her. So none of it can be like traced back as her being sued. And the funny thing is, they're kind of like, well, how is this gonna go? The end goal, and the end goal is literally, it's a news story that this girl literally got trolled by a Dave Chappelle impressionist. But the end goal, they were thinking like the end goal could also just be that interview winds up in the fucking, in the fucking cutting room table, and her fucking boss, her manager at the the editorial manager is just sitting there going like, you fucking dumb bitch, they're fucking with you. Like, it's so funny. It's actually so funny. I suggest, fuck my podcast, go check out that prank call, because like, it's one of those moments that like just make it took prank calling to another level. I think as far as prank calls go, like, I go, wow, that was such a creative prank call. That it just, like, I thought, like, my prank call to iPhones is last year. That was last year, and I get it. It's good for the time, but come on. We got to be prank calling Fox News as Dave Chappelle and talking about how good Luis J. Gomez is for literally 30 fucking minutes. It was a long point. I don't know, it was 30 minutes. It might have been like 5-10 minutes, but it was fucking so funny, the fact that it was just she kept trying to get out of pocket and she kept getting put back into pocket, to the point where it almost seemed as if she knew her duty was to get a solid interview from Dave Chappelle, that she's gonna have to fucking let Luis J. Gomez suck on her toes or some shit. It was wild. But I want to say, man, Dave Chappelle, I love the fact how much you love Luis J. Gomez, because I think Luis J. Gomez is the go-to. This motherfucker, Dave Chappelle said it. Oh, dude, it was the funniest thing. It was one of the funniest moments I've seen in a long time, and I fucking got to shout out Gas Digital and Luis J. Gomez and Dan Soder and fucking Dave Smith and all the other motherfuckers. It's fucking funny, dude. I laughed legitimately, like crying, laughing in my car, listening to that podcast, going like, this gets better. It gets better and better every fucking second that I was listening to it, man. It was fucking hilarious, man. Speaking of podcasts, when we talk about it's podcasts and comedians, I was watching Neil Brennan's comedy special the other day, and he was playing with blocks on Netflix, right? And I go like, Neil Brennan's funny. He is funny, but the fucking set was distracting. Like, it was distracting especially because it was premises to bits that no one had any real relationship to. So like, I gotta be the guy to say it. I gotta be the guy to tell it like it is. I would rather watch Kevin Brennan break Anthony Cumia's microphone and run around screaming, "Faggot, I'm gonna fucking kill you, fucking faggot." For 20 minutes and chase Gino around the studio and fucking try to assault him, then watch, a whole fucking Neil Brennan play with blocks for fucking an hour, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just like, I just hate the fact that, Kevin Brennan's such a funny guy. He's such a funny guy. So what? He's a perpetual bridge burner. You know what? Sometimes I burn bridges too, in public, to let motherfuckers know. You know what I'm saying? Let niggas know. You gotta let these niggas know. You know what I mean? If you the shit in your city, ain't no one respects you. Sometimes you just gotta break a few eggs to make an omelet. You know what I'm saying? Like, people always go, "Oh, you're burning bridges. You don't want to burn all your bridges." Well, I'm burning bridges that aren't safe for work. You know what I'm saying? I'm burning bridges that just nobody traveled on. These are ghost bridges. That bridge ain't nobody going down that bridge. I'm setting it on fire. You know, that bridge is a fire hazard. That bridge right there, teenagers get drunk on it and fuck around on it. No one's crossed that bridge in years, bro. That bridge is suicide bridge, you know what I'm saying? It's good to get it down, you know. Sometimes you gotta burn the bridges yourself, you know. Now, I was thinking about this the other day. And I had to really give this some thought. And I thought about it long and hard, right? History is fake, right? If the world is a simulation, then why would the simulation run amoebas and you know, all these like particles and fucking whatever that little, you know, the little fucking microbes, the mitochondria that evolves constantly until it eventually gets to an animal. And the animal, you know, grows up eating plants, then eventually moves to meat. And it's just eventually eating nothing but meat. It becomes the apex predator society. Creates computers. And then these computers run the simulation again. It's kind of wild then to say like, yeah, history is fake, right? Nothing really exists. Imagine amoeba coming out, and it's like a plant. Like life starts with plants first, and eventually the plant gains sentient life somehow, or a thing evolves to eat said plant, and after a while that plant, you know, or the fucking being plant evolves even more into the not needing to eat any plants. And I have to, like, my conclusion to me is that I think Joe Rogan might be the fucking god of this universe. Now hear me out on this. 1, God came down, and his only goal in life's creations is to push fitness and diet, and find the diet right for you, find the exercise plan right for you, work out, but don't pull anything, be safe about it, be smart. I eat meat. I'm always into eating meat, but if you fucking do well with vegetarian, do your own thing. Find the elimination diet is okay. These are secret facts that man hasn't heard in years. You know what I'm saying? 2, he's anal about information and the correct information, right? Like it's almost like it's almost like Joe Rogan's autistic with information when it comes to like trying to get the right information out there. And I know you have to be, and I know you, but again, his thing's a comedy podcast, so he doesn't have to be that on point with so many facts, but he is, and he keeps one of the best guys that Google search in the business, Jamie pulled that up. It's his catchphrase almost, because he's trying to get to the bottom of it like it's a Scooby-Doo villain, and he wants to figure out who's really terrorizing our fucking water supply in the town. And 3, He himself can fight. He himself studied the blade. But yet, almost a rare sight to see him unleash. It's very rare to see a lightning bolt, right? But when you do, you appreciate and you're awestruck at how powerful it is. Now, hear me out on this one. Hear me out on this one. God would announce fights. God would be God. All throughout the years, Colosseums. We had Colosseums. There's war. Every fucking nation and human beings have had a war at one point or another. God would be the announcer, would he not? Am I right? God would announce this shit, right? I mean, God would be at least the fucking front row seats to the mother. You know what, man? I'm lighting the rope. God would be that nigga on the sidelines. Joe Rogan once said that he's part Neanderthal. Only God would admit something like that, man. Let's be real. Joe Rogan may be a god. This is my conspiracy that I'm slaying into the people. Now, consistent, almost, it's relentless work. It's relentless work. And yes, there's people that get in Joe Rogan's way, and he smites them. But he still forgives them afterwards. It's like you go up against Joe Rogan, and the enemies, he goes, I'm sorry. Didn't handle that too well. He's saying, in defense of someone coming after him, he's like, I still feel bad. Could have been avoided altogether. No, I don't know about you. I don't want to gaslight any super cosmic beings out there. But I think I found the golden child, or the nigga that's fucking embodies all of God's philosophy in a human being. And it might just be Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan. Joe like my bitch purring, right? Rogan. Because time and time again, dude, nothing fails to amaze me with Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan. I'm constantly amazed every time I listen to the podcast, man. And it's hard to do because he's on fucking 1,800 episodes. 1,800. I'm struggling to get 100. This podcast comes out late every fucking weekend. Should call it the weekday show because it comes out on a fucking weekday. I'm really fucking phoning it in as of lately. Right. I'm gonna get some more guests on. We're gonna fucking do it. We're gonna do this right. I'm gonna eventually, hopefully by, I'm not gonna make any plans because you never know if life gets in the way. But I think I'm gonna get a better setup. Get an iPhone 14. Call up those same guys. Bro, I bet I could call them. I'd be like, okay, yeah, well, I didn't get the package last time, so can you send me another one? Scam them again, hey? It wasn't really a scam, but fuck it. I think that's been the weekend show with Mediumjay. There's not a lot going on other than I still believe that I got the best. I said I got the best album a couple weeks back. I said I got the best album. No, I did have the best album of the year right around until Nas dropped, dude. I watched Nas release sometime in like November 15th, and I punched my chair like physically hard, and I went, well, fuck, there goes my best album of the year because Nas dropped. I can listen to Nas for a second, and I go, yeah, it's better than what I could do. It's Illmatic for real. The King, what is it called? It's the third one in a trilogy. I immediately went, of course, Nas, dropped. I didn't predict. You don't predict that. You can't predict Nas dropping 2 weeks out of your. You can't. You can't. You can't. You as much as you try to time it perfect, you can't. You can't try. There goes all the lyrical fucking motherfucking heads that wanted to listen to some fresh raps from me. But I think my shit's more. If I had to pick somebody, my shit's more like Slick Rick. Like, there's a story, but a Slick Rick with Cool G rap energy, with Run DMC breakpoints, and Weird Al level of silliness. And the Weird Al is, I guess if I had Weird Al, it's just a parody, and a lot of people fucking don't take me serious, man. There's a lot of people out there going like, this nigga's just a joke. This nigga just a joke. A lot of people out there in my DMs going like, I'm just just jokes. I'm just a clown. I'm this. I get it all. I get it all, man. Day in and day out, bro. And to the people that call me a clown, Hong Kong, bitch.